Hello, welcome to a frosty north. You can probably tell. Still a bit cold up here. It's the weekend. Should be out riding. Not out riding. Had a nice little 60 miler on Zwift yesterday, which was good. Might do a bit more today. I thought I'd do a bit of a progress update and how you as a cyclist can potentially progress. Clearly my opinions. No scientific facts or anything here, just going off experience. I think that's the best thing to do, isn't it? You can only live by your own experiences. I have to jump in here and say a huge thank you to Anord Mardix, the company I have worked for 23 years or so. They've jumped in as a sponsor and put some cash in the pot, which is gonna be hugely helpful, so thank you very much. This should hopefully cover all of our fuel costs for the week. As you know, fuel ain't cheap, and we'll be doing a couple of thousand miles in what is effectively a horse box up and down around the country. So fuel was my biggest expense and my biggest worry for this, because you know, it's not cheap doing this kind of thing. So a huge thanks to them. So as you'll have seen from recent videos, I've got a new bike. That's helping progress massively. Lower heart rate, lower power output, quicker speeds. It's nuts. I don't get it. Just pure brilliance. But moreover, I can feel progress happening within myself. I'll give you an example. Before I started recording this video, I did a ride last weekend which included the Innsbruck Mountain on Zwift. It's a 4.6 mile hill. It's a fair one, you know, it takes a while. Unbeknownst to myself, I'd totally forgotten I'd done this same hill on an FTP test a year ago. Almost a year ago. Just when I was starting on Zwift, and my average power up there was 171 watts, which at the time, I had no idea if that was any kind of benchmark to work from. Now, last weekend, I went up the same hill after 40 minutes of effort, 270 watts, 99 watts higher, and with a lower heart rate. Now for me, that's the best progress ever. Huge output increase, lower heart rate. That tells me this boy's fitter for cycling. I can feel it in my legs. These feel strong at the moment. Saying that, I might be having a day off, but they're feeling good. Other examples, yeah, just being out on the bike, I am quicker and easier every time I go out. I'm really looking forward to this frost to go, because I want to get out and hit. I don't mind riding in the cold. I will say that now. I'm quite happy to ride in the cold, just not in the danger. No, not happening. So, I mean, all of the group rides have been cancelled this weekend that I could have gone on anyway. So those of you who know the channel know what I do. I ride, and I ride, and I ride. But I don't do any particular structured training plan. What I have been doing over the last couple of months is doing the minimum of 125 miles a week. I've taken that up to maybe 150 on some weeks, with varied efforts. Some of them are nice, easy hours. Some of them are tough, hour and a half, tough 2 hours. Intervals, blah blah blah. But the old adage of do something for 10,000 hours, you're going to become good at it, and it applies very well, especially when cycling, because there's a comfort level, there's a familiarity, and there's just an embedded ability that you get from doing repetitive things time after time after time. I think one of the main things is I still enjoy it. It's a big thing. I love cycling, I really do enjoy it. I love training indoors because I know it works. If it was just riding for the sake of riding and not gaining anything, probably wouldn't do it. But I love it because I know I'm getting quicker, I know I'm getting stronger, I know I'm getting fitter. And you can do the same. It's really easy and it's relatively cheap. Most of you own a bike, you've probably spent a decent amount of money on your bike anyway. I bought my turbo train for under 500 quid, Zwift's 13 quid a month. It's not going to break the bank, granted. I mean, when I ran, that was even better, because pair of trainers every 6 months, and everyone's got a pair of shorts and t-shirts. Cycling's not that way, is it? It's not the cheapest of sports to be doing. You can make it cheap, but I've decided that, you know, I want a better bike, I want good clothing to do a job Progress is measured in so many ways. The heart rate monitor is a big thing. I used to train to heart rate, I've mentioned this already, but now I've got power meter cranks. I can train to power, which is what I will be doing. I think when I'm on Zwift, I try and sit at around 230, 240 watts, depending on the length of time. Outside, it's going to be less than that, but what I think I'll try and do is, when I'm out on personal individual rides, not with groups, I'll be out doing 200 watts and try and sit at that for as long as possible. The plan is, come June, when the challenge is, I'm going to be able to smash out 200 watts for 9 hours. That'll get me done every day, and then the more time I've got to rest at the end of that day, obviously it's a balancing act, the better. You know, I don't want to smash out too quick and have to have really sore legs tomorrow, you know, the day after. I like to be able to do it and be relatively comfortable with doing that amount of power for that amount of time. So I'm just trying to find a good balance. When I did the challenge with Sam and the crew for the Duchenne Research Relay back in 2021 in August, I think we were 160 watts all day for 3 days, and we averaged 15.5 miles an hour. So I think what I'm asking of myself isn't impossible. I think we'll be all right. And I'll reiterate this, if any of you would like to come and join me, you can find the route on, I've actually done a video of the route as well, you can go and check that. I'll try and drop a link in the comments. You're free to join me. If any of you live near the start or the end of any of the days on the challenge as well, give me a shout. We need somewhere to park up the horse box, which is our accommodation and support vehicle for the whole challenge. If it's a drive, if it's a car park, somewhere near a shower or a gym that will let us use a shower, or a house, or anywhere, let us know. I'll put a list of all of the places that we're starting and finishing here for you to look at. So yeah, we need somewhere where we can just chill for the evening. I can get my feet up and get some rest, go for a meal, eat, whatever. I'm beginning to really look forward to it now. I'm still looking for sponsors. If you know, I don't mind how many sponsors I have, the more the better. If you would like to sponsor, if you know a company that would like to sponsor, give us a shout, give them a shout. I'll send all the details. Or if you just want to put some money in the Just Giving, that link's down there. I've put that in the description. There's a Just Giving there. We've started doing some fundraising for it now. The money's starting to roll in, which is great. Just a quick word about other progress too. As you know, I climb and I boulder. I was at a competition again last week. It's part of a winter competition. I'm going to put a little montage of videos here. It won't last long, don't worry. Just about doing I am progressing whilst I'm climbing as well. I'm getting better and better, and that again is purely down to the fact that I'm doing it quite a lot. I'm there minimum 2 days a week, usually 3 days a week, doing 2.5, 3 hours. Again, I love it. I really enjoy it. I want to progress. I want to do better. This isn't a competitive thing for me. It's something just pure enjoyment, and I want to get better. So just do better, you know. I'm not trying to show off. I just want to be able to do more. Anyway, I think that'll do it for me for this one. A little progress update, because there's not much cycling getting done, especially out here. I mean, I'd love to be out, it's gorgeous, but it's a degree at the moment. A little bit different, no riding to be done, sorry, but spring's coming, it'll get warmer, and we'll get out and see some sights soon.